YouTube, the tube. What up, man? How y'all doing today, man? Talk to your boy, man. If you can hear me and see me, y'all know what to do, man. Type one in the chat. I want to make sure my audio's good before we get into this thing, man. Everybody, happy Friday to everybody. I'm out here sipping on my Pellegrino, right? About to get turned up. This is my turn up juice, man. Y'all be turning up with that other bullshit, that filth. I be turning up on sparkling water and electrolytes. That's why my vibe is different. That's why my health is different. Yo, LBZ, what up? Guys, if y'all can hear me and see me, type one in the Chizat so that I know that my audio's good. Type one in the chat if y'all can hear me and see me. LBZ says I'm good. I would agree with that. Thank you for the compliment, my brother. Hope all is well. Where you from, LZB? Show some love, man. Let rep your city, man. Let everybody know where you chiming in from. We'll get our calculators up. Let everybody know where you from. What up? What up? What up? What's good, everybody? Happy Friday. Happy Friday, everybody. What up? Bro, I was consistent with my body weight plan for almost 2 weeks. Limited majority of my junk. Let's clap it up for LBZ. Congratulations. We got my mother's in the chat. Greetings. Greetings. She says, hey, how are you? Hope all is well. I'm stupendous, love. Thank you for asking. I'm gonna call you this Sunday, I promise. Been working, right? But it's all good. It's all good news, though. LBZ. I live in the UK, but originally I'm from Pakistan. Shout out to young Pakistan. Why did you leave Pakistan to go to the UK? I heard it's cheaper to live in Pakistan, but I imagine the UK has more opportunities. We got Abdallah. Akreem says, man, shut yo Diddy, LeBron. Look at that. I look like Diddy and LeBron. I mean, they both like billionaires, so I mean, I take that. Take that. That over the horizon hairline though. Yeah, man, it's gone. You see it? Me neither. Linda says hi. Greetings, Linda. What up? Jojo Mojo. I see what you did there. Congratulations. You know what I'm saying? Safe Raheem, you on parole? Nah, family. I've been to jail one time. Paid my bail the same day, got out. That's another story for another day. If y'all want that story, write jail in the comments. I'll tell it to y'all. Robert Lee says, happy Friday, bro. What up, Robert Lee? What's happening? Abdallah says, nah, man, you look good. Don't listen to Mark. He doesn't like Discord mod. Hey, man, it's okay, man. Listen, nothing anybody says can affect me unless I wanted to. I fuck with Corey, right? I fuck with me, so I don't really care what anybody else has to say. It's funny to me, right? I talk shit too. You guys see my videos, man. It's all good fun. Common, what up, bro? Bo Wilkerson says I look like Common, I guess. Common's light skinned though. I'm not light skinned. I'm brown skinned, man. Learn your colors. Robert Lee, appreciate it, man. All India Traveling says hello, sir. Greetings. Sport God says, yo, like the Chris Brown song. What up, Sport God? Caveman Travels. How much you BB shrug? How much do I barbell shrug? I think the most I've barbell shrugs probably like 225. I don't really need to be shrugging more than that. For what reason? I deadlift a lot though. My deadlift record is 435. D Brockington. What's up, bro? What up, D Brockington? What up? Robert Lee says, I watch some of your videos. I like what you post on TikTok. I post everywhere, man. Appreciate the support. Follow me on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. I'm on everything. Um, Purple Haze says, hello, Minister. Thanks for inspiring me in my fat loss journey. Thank you. No problem, man. Um, the homie says he likes the fasting content. Appreciate that, man. Uh, Brockington just followed me and liked the live. Appreciate that. Rather Unique. Hello. Greetings. What up, Rather Unique? Uh, Wanna clap says, what up, Corey, baby girl? Wanna clap. Wow, that's a wild name to have. Wanna clap. Uh, Nihil Ubale says, what do you do for a living? I am an online fitness coach, right? That means that I create systems as far as nutrition and training are concerned for people all around the world. I also hold them accountable to those systems. So I create structure for them. And instead of just giving it to them and be like, yeah, man, you on your own, me and my team actually harass them, follow up with them, and have meetings with them to make sure that they're doing it. That's what I do. George Dudley, if I want to build more muscle, should I eat more protein than my lean body mass? You can if you want. Like, if you eat more protein than your lean body mass, that extra amino acids for protein is going to turn into what? Glucose. Glucose is basically extra carbohydrates, essentially. So if you just enjoy more protein, then sure, you can eat more than your lean body mass and protein. But I mean, a lot of that stuff's just not getting assimilated, and it's just getting used as glucose. And glucose can be used to fuel your workouts. Is eating wheat bread okay? I don't see why not. Just make sure you track your macros. I want to be like you. How can I be? Just keep getting better, man. Learn as much as you can and give as much of the things that you learn away to people. Bro, I made them protein pancakes this morning and hell no. I stick to my drinks. Thanks. You can do whatever the fuck you want to do, man. You're an adult. I'm 5'4", I'm 5'4", 400 pounds. Do I go on a diet? Yeah, you big as hell. 5'4", 400 pounds is wild. Definitely start dieting. Start going into a calorie deficit as soon as you can. If you need some help, guys, I'll do some make my macros tonight before I leave. If you want me to make your macros, basically just telling you how many calories, how many protein, carbs, fats you should consume for your goals. Just type your age, height, weight, and goal in the chat, and I'll do your macros here. D Brockington says, I'm 315. I want to be 280. What's the best diet? Calorie deficit. I just said it. So if you type your stats in the chat, age, height, weight, and your goal, I will do your macros and tell you how many calories will put you in a deficit. Art of War says, what's good, champ? What up, champ? What's happening? Hoorah says, hello, sir. I follow you regularly. I'm 60. Lost over 75 pounds in 18 months. Let's clap it up for hoorah. That is fucking amazing. You know, suggesting the future. I don't know what your next goal is, but I can make some suggestions if you share more with me. All right, the first person I saw is D Brockington. He put 34 years of age. He is 315. D Brockington, you big as hell, right? We got to help you out, man. Save your life. And 5'8". All right, guys. If you've never like heard me talk about the parameters for being big as hell, just so everybody's clear, if you a man and you over 250 pounds, you big as hell, right? If you a woman and you over 200 pounds, you are big as hell, right? So what we want to do is we want to help you guys. We want to save you from that big belly behavior and basically put you in a position where you're healthy, you look good, you feel good, your best version of yourself. Now, D Brockington, your basal metabolic rate is what I started with, right? Your BMR. So I got those numbers. That's 2,300 calories your body burns on its own before you do anything, right? Your BMR is the amount of calories your body burns at rest. If you guys are still with me, this is making sense, give me a thumbs up in the chat, okay? Because I'm about to break it down for D Brockington and then whoever else need some help. If you're liking the live so far, guys, if this is helpful information, also drop a thumbs up. All right, so D Brockington, what I tell my clients to do is just take some calories from the BMR to put yourself in the calorie deficit. That's all you got to start with, right? So right now, since you are comfortably at 315, 2300 calories is your BMR. I would subtract 200 to maybe 400 calories from that to put you in a deficit. Since you're 315, I'm gonna go a little more aggressive because that means you're not that active, so you probably don't need as many calories as somebody who's more active. I would go 300 calories less than your caloric burn number, your BMR. So that'll be 2,000 calories as a goal for you. So write that down, 2,000 calories. If that explanation made sense, what I just said, give me a thumbs up in the chat, y'all. I just want to make sure y'all still with me. Now, my man D Brockington, and this goes for pretty much everybody I'm going to do macros for tonight. You want to consume at least 40% of your calories, your calorie goal in protein, right? Protein is the main macronutrient associated with muscle growth, muscle retention and repair, recovery, fat loss indirectly in that you'll have a faster metabolism, you'll burn more fat, and you'll be more satisfied. So this is how you make sure you don't get hungry when you dieting, right? If that made sense, also give me a thumbs up in the chat, right? Because I'm not done. I'm not done. I'm about to break it down. So Brockington, 2,000 calories is the goal. I put you in a ratio of 40% protein and then basically 30% carbs and 30% fat, right? You can play around with those numbers. You can go up or down with your carbs and fats according to these parameters. This is a writer downer for anybody who wants to learn. You base your fat and your carb intake off of your lifestyle. So your activity level throughout the day, like how many steps you get, things like that. And also you want to base it off things like your hormone profile, right? Look at your A1C levels, look at your lipid levels, look at your testosterone levels, as well as your estrogen levels. And then that'll let you know, guys and gals, how much fat or carbs is appropriate for you. I don't have that information and I don't need it right now, Brockington. So I'm just going to give you a basic recommendation I've been giving to clients for the past 10 years before I start looking at blood work. 30% carb, 30% fat, 40% protein. So the 40, 30, 30. That's the ratio I just put the homie Brockington in. That's 200 grams of protein every day, 150 grams of carbs a day, 67 grams of total fat a day. You do that, right, every single day, ensuring that you at least get a gallon to a gallon and a half of water in, because you big as hell. You need a lot of water to hydrate your body to make sure you don't go dehydrated. You are going to lose, I guarantee this, 8 to 12 pounds this month, if not more, depending on your activity level. Guys, if that was helpful information and you want me to do your macros next, just give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. Coffee Head says, what's your hot take on creatine? I don't have a hot take, man. Monohydrate's the best. Everybody needs to be taking it. All right. All right. So I see my man who is relentless, Paul Diendorf is dropping his. He's dropping his motherfucking stats like it's hot, like a Snoop Dogg song. So we're gonna go ahead and hook you up with macros, brother. So you 6'4", 245. You're on the cusp of being big as hell. You was 5 pounds away from the big as hell club. So good job not going that route. So 245, 6 foot. My bad, 6 foot, 55 years of age. So Paul, write this down. Your BMR, right? For everybody that doesn't know what BMR is, you're not a dork like me. BMR, basal metabolic rate, is how many calories your body burns on its own. So we start there, right? Paul, yours is 1950. So 1,950 calories your body just burns on its own. Now, here's what we do, right? For the homie Paul and anybody who wants to do their own macros on their own, I also have this in my free course. Go check it out. Go get a copy if you want to do this on your own. You take 200 to 500 calories from the BMR. I'm gonna just take 200. I'm gonna be a little generous, right, with you, and so that will land you where 1750, right? 1750. Somebody named Andrea V. Michelle invited me to co-host. Shorty, I am busy helping the people. You're gonna have to co-host with me another time, Shorty. I appreciate the invite though. I gotta help Paul out, baby girl. See, some of y'all would have invited her on because she's cute, right? Men, you gotta stay focused in the line of sight of beautiful women, man. You can't let them get you off your square, get you distracted, man. I gotta help this motherfucker Paul out. All right. So 1750. Hold on, I'm loading it up. So we're gonna put my man Paul again in the 40 30 30. Here's the thing, guys. The 40 30 30 is tried, true, and tested 10 years of experience. But again, you may need to further customize your carb and fat intake based off your hormone profile, blood work, as well as your lifestyle. I'm just giving you basics here today, 40 30 30. Most people this works. That's 175 grams of protein, Paul, 130 grams of carbs, Paul, and 58 grams of total fat. If you at least do that while consuming somewhere around a gallon to maybe a gallon and a half, man, you're gonna get lean as hell, right? And if that was helpful information for you guys, just drop a thumbs up in the chat and we'll keep it going. What websites do you use for this stuff? Two websites I've been using. These are not the only ones that you can use, but one of them is called calculator.net. And I go to the section where the BMR calculator is, and I type in the stats for y'all. And then the other website is called drbillsukala.com. If you need like that kind of, notated to do on your own, again, just go get my free fat loss course. I have a video of me showing you this on screen so you can do it for your own macros and your own goals. Okay, give me a thumbs up if y'all liking it live so far. My man's JED movie says I want to lose weight, and Dobble fan says, just my opinion, bro. I lost 120 pounds and I don't think it was worth it. You gain nothing from losing the weight. He's not even answering questions being asked in the chat, is what JED movie said. I don't know what your question is. Are you asking how you lose weight? Because I'm actually doing that. I am breaking down people's macros to help them lose weight. So the key is you got to be in a caloric deficit, right? And you burn more calories you consume and you stay consistent to that, you burn fat. Simpson said, you're really cute for a stud. I take the compliment. Thank you very much. A lot of people will agree with you on that. Michael Lee says, Corey, would you ever go vegan? No. I like dead animals too much. Seven says, what's the second website called? Again, that's drbillsukala.com. You literally can go to Google and just type in macro ratio calculator. It's going to be one of the options that pops up. Derek Lane, I'm 34, 5'10", 345. Damn, Derek, you big as hell. I definitely got to help you out, brother. Let's help the homie Derek out. 34 years of age, 5'10". I'm familiar with that height. And then you are 345. Man, you got some work to do, brother. I'm glad you came through. All right. So your BMR is 2,500 calories. That's how many calories your body burn at rest. Literally, as I've been telling the other guys, you want to go into a caloric deficit. You want to shave off 200 to 500 calories from your BMR. I would say to be aggressive, since you're over 300 pounds, 300 to maybe 400. Let's go 400 calories, man. Let's just get that shit off you, man. Ain't no reason you should be 300 anything, man. You big as hell. All right. So that will put you at 2,100 calories, right? Put you on the 40, 30, 30. Write this down. This is a writer downer. 210 grams of protein, 160 grams of carb, 70 grams of total fat, at least a gallon and a half of water. It's going to save your life, brother. Just come back and holler at your boy. In the next 30 days, I guarantee you follow those macros. You're going to lose 8 to 12 pounds, maybe even more, depending on the amount of activity you do behind that. Guys, if this is helpful, if it's encouraging, and you like this type of content, just drop me a thumbs up in the chat so I know to, keep coming on here, giving y'all game. Robert Lee, what up, Robert? Robert was one of the first guys to hop on. 5'11", 220, 50. All right, man, I got you. 220, that's light work, man. So you are 50 years of age, and you how tall, bro? Oh man, Paul is dropping some he said I'm the GOAT, man. I appreciate that. A lot of people would agree with that statement, man. All right. So for you, my friend, Mr. Robert Lee, 5'11", 220, 50 years of age. Your BMR is 1850, right? If we just simply subtract 200 calories from that, that puts you in a deficit, 1650, right? So we're gonna go 1650, and I plugged you into a 40-30-30 ratio, right? You kind of heard me talk about this if you've been on the live for a minute, but that's 40% protein, 30% carbs, 30% fats, right? Appreciate the thumbs up, guys. Thank you very much. So for you, Rob, that's 165 grams of protein as a goal every day, right? You do that with 120 grams of carbs, 55 grams of fat. My man, you gonna lose all kinds of fat. You know, Hugo says it's keeping you big as hell. It's gonna be the opposite for you, Rob. Just make sure you're drinking a gallon of water a day. And if you guys like this and you need more help specifically around your goal, just go grab that free fat loss course. I've linked it for the guys on YouTube, and for you guys on TikTok, y'all got to go to the link in my bio. All those guys are free. All right. How you lose weight fast? Build a faster calorie deficit. Robert Lee says, thank you. Appreciate you. No problem. Matthew Whitaker gave me a thumbs up. Appreciate you, Matt. Thank you for coming through. Mike Lee came through with the thumbs up. Appreciate that. Ken Black, 46, 193, 5'8". My goal is to bulk up and lose weight. Here's the problem, Ken. You cannot do both at the same time, right? Attempting to bulk up, right, build muscle and lose fat is like turning left and right at the same time. How the fuck you gonna do that? Right? You know, building muscle is calorie surplus, right? Losing fat is calorie deficit. So if you pick one, I can tell you how to do one or the other, right? But to do both, you would need either steroids, which I'm not an expert on, I don't take that, or you would need Shinron. He's the mystical dragon from Dragon Ball. Okay, Ken Black wants to bulk up. Let's get it. Let's get it. All right, 193 for the homie. So cause this again, it's about to be simple mathematics, man. So 193 pounds, 46 years of age. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. And then my man is 5'8". All right. So here's what you do. Your BMR is 1,700 calories. So what you have to do, Ken, is you have to build a surplus beyond that to bulk up, right? So again, 200 to 500 calories over your BMR should start to do the job, right? And that's relatively lean bulking, right? It's not the aggressive bulks that you see some of these bodybuilders go on when it's like 1,000 calories over their maintenance. So you take that, let's say 1,700, we're gonna add 300 to it to be a little aggressive, right? So then that puts you at a 2,000 calorie surplus. Now here's what we're gonna do. For Ken, since he wants to bulk, we're gonna change his macro ratio. Guys, if you need to bulk up, your macro ratio should be different than the 40-30-30, right? So for Ken, what we're gonna do for you is we're gonna put you on the 40-40-20, right? The 40-40-20, or you know what I like better? The 50-30-20, right? This is gonna put some mass on you quick. I'm gonna put you. I made a change as I was doing it. I'm like, you know what? The 50-30-20. So what's the 50-30-20? Let me break this down. 50% carbohydrates, 30% protein, 20% fats. Now, why would you do that? Well, if you are looking to bulk up and build muscle, you need to get stronger to tell your body to put more muscle here, right? Build more muscle. How do you get stronger though? Well, you put more fuel in the tank. What is a carbohydrate? Carbohydrate is fuel, fast energy. So you eat more carbs when you want to bulk up, man. So in this case, in this facet, we would go 150 grams of protein, 200 grams of carbs, and we would do that at, what's this? uh, I'm sorry, 250 grams of carbs, 150 grams of protein, 44 grams of total fat, man. You do that every day, Ken. You're gonna put on some muscle pretty quick, man. I would say somewhere in that 2 to 5 pounds this month. Right? Muscle growth is a little slower than fat loss. Guys, if that was helpful information, helpful content, just drop some thumbs up in the chat for your boy, man. If you bulk, make sure you know how to cut. You're gonna look like the Pillsbury Doughboy. That's a fact. That's a fact, man. You're gonna be out here looking like the Michelin man. If you don't know how to cut, man, you're gonna be looking fluffy than the motherfucker. No problem, man. Cutting carbs better than cutting something else out of your diet. I'm 56. Two Kim Black says, thank you, no problem. Robert Lee says nobody wants that. Yeah, nobody want to like the Pillsbury Doughboy. Uh, so wait, Andy, you dropped some stats in here. Do you want your macros made, or was you asking a separate question? Let me know. I did a 20-hour fast today. Me too, man. I did 24-hour fast. Do you think we should start fasting on top of this diet? Absolutely. Absolutely. All my clients fast until like 11 or 12. Okay, Andy wants his macros. Sure, man. I can do that. Let me scroll up just a little bit. The homie Andy. Whenever I see Andy, I think about Toy Story. Right? I'm a 90s kid, man. I think about the movie Toy Story. So Andy, you in the biggest hell club, man. You 260. Anybody over 250 is what I would call big as hell, man. So we're gonna definitely help you out, man. So your BMR, your basal metabolic rate, based off your stats, is 2,000 calories. Your body burns that by itself. So if we simply put you in a just a moderate 200 calorie deficit from that, that'll put us at 1,800 as your goal. All right. My man's ML sent me a super chat. Give me just a second, man. I got you. So let's go 40, 30, 30 for you, right, Andy? That's 40% protein, 30% carbs, 30% fats, right? That's going to put you at 180 grams of protein, 130 grams of carbs, 60 grams of total fat. Do that at least with a gallon to a gallon and a half of water every day. My man Andy, you're going to be looking lean, bro. 8 to 12 pounds this month. I guarantee you follow the macros. Tyler says he's 400 pounds. God damn, you big as hell, man. Uh, MLJL, how do we force Americans to be healthier? I don't think you can force anybody to do anything. That's first and foremost. People have to do things willingly. You know what they do? You know what they call people that force somebody to do something against their will? They call them rapists, right? And they lock them up, right? So you don't want to be out here forcing people to do stuff. That's lame, right? That's yeah, that they get you locked up. What you want to do is you just want to create a better standard for yourself. I mean, that's what I did. Like I created higher standards by being a better me, and being that example inherently just influenced people around me. Then the people around me encouraged me to do this professionally because I was good at it. And then I had an obsession with just excellence and just really impacting a lot of people, massive amount of people, because I feel like my time is limited. I know I'm gonna pass away at some point, right? So I want to do as much as I can while I'm here. So then I decided I was gonna just put it out there on social media, and then people found it. So like I'm inherently influencing hundreds of thousands of people that I will never meet in person, but I'm doing my part because I created a standard and I'm giving it what I learned away to people. So that's one way you could do it. I'm sure there's other ways, but like that's what I'm an expert at. Obviously, like creating the standard and then being that example for the people around you and then teaching it, man. Why not? How tall are you? I'm 5'10" and a half, man. Some shoes, I'm 5'11". Uh, ML plus our portions and the fact that we drive everywhere and don't walk is products of our environment. Yeah. DM says I have a big belly. Do you want to keep that belly big or do you want to change it? If you want to change it, I can help today. I'm doing macros. Just drop your age, height, weight, and goal in the chat. I'll tell you what your goal should be. Why do you date BBWs? I don't. I do not date BBWs. All my girlfriends are skinny. All my girlfriends in the last few years have all weighed less than 140 pounds. I do not fuck with big bone women. It's nothing against them. It's just not my cup of tea. Corey, I just came off a 72-hour fast, broke my fast about 3, and I can go back to my fast. That's beautiful, man. Shout out to you out here fasting, man. Hernandez. Okay, hold up. Okay, I can help Velo. 6 foot, 300 pounds, 40 years of age. Damn, you big as hell, Velo. Let me help you out. Ain't no reason you should be that big, man. That's wild. 6'1". All right, let's do it. 300 pounds. All right. So Velo, 2,300 calories is your BMR. BMR, again, guys, just joined in. That's your basal metabolic rate. That's how many calories that your body burns without you doing anything. So what you want to do to lose fat is you subtract from that number, your BMR number. Once you find it, if you want to build muscle, it's the opposite. You add calories to that number. So Velo being 300 pounds, big as hell, we got to subtract from that, okay? So 2,300 minus, let's subtract 300, right? So we're just gonna go a straight 2,000 calories, right? And with that, we're gonna put you in a macro ratio, right? Here's where the magic happens. You get a macro calculator and put the ratio in there. I prescribed you 40% protein, 30% carbs, 30% fats, and that's 200 grams of protein, Velo, 150 grams of carbs, 67 grams of total fat, man. You do that every day, Velo. Come on, man. You at least get you 1.5 gallons of water because you big as hell. You're going to lose 8 to 12 pounds this month. I guarantee it. The app I got said 2,400. Yeah, it's pretty close. The app I got said 2,300. So it's like 100 calorie difference. Not a big deal. Every little estimate might have you plus or minus a few hundred calories. But yeah, that's the ballpark for you. I would say hit those macros every day. You're gonna get lean as hell. Do you recommend digestion for walks after every meal? Sure. Why not? I mean, it'll help regulate your blood sugar better. So go for it. I saw Tupac in Cuba. Tupac still alive? If y'all believe that, type of bald head emoji if you think Tupac's still alive. Isaac says he got workout. I work out every day. Absolutely. Chic M says, I don't want muscle like that if it makes me lose hair. There's not a correlation. There's a lot of people with muscle that have hair. I'm just not one of them. How often should I go to the gym starting? I would say, man, if you're not at least in the gym 4 days a week, you're not taking this shit seriously. Honestly, it's only 7 days in a week. If you resting more days than you working out, are you really serious about change? Or you just like saying that shit? Lisa Darling, hey, 53, 183, 5'8". I need my macros, please. Sure, because you said please, darling, I will definitely do that, okay? 183 pounds. All right, Lisa, we got to help you out. You on that cusp of being big as hell. All right? You on that border. Once a woman get over 200, she in the big as hell club, right? So I'm glad you came here today. Go get your pen and pad, girl. So, Lisa, your BMR, basal metabolic rate, is 1650. What that means is your body will burn 1,650 calories without you doing anything. Yeah, you better ride that bike, girl, because we got to get that fat up off you, right? So what I like to do, Lisa, if you guys are new to my methods, I would say take your BMR, just subtract a few hundred calories from it, 200 to maybe 500 calories, depending on how aggressive you want to get on this fat loss. 200 calorie deficit, honestly, would be good enough for a lot of you guys. And for Lisa, that will put you at 1450 as your calorie goal. So that's the first thing you write down, 1450, right? And then Hold on, I'm about to get you the rest of the numbers. Uh, okay, so 1450 at 100. Okay, 40% protein, 30% carbs, 30% fats is the macro ratio I put you in. That's 145 grams of protein every day, 110 grams of carbs, and 50 grams of fat. Lisa, you do that every day, you're gonna lose anywhere from, I would say, as a lady, your height, you probably could lose anywhere from like 7 to 10 pounds this month. Just doing those macros and drinking a gallon of water every day. Just come back and thank me once you have. Mr. Morale top five. That's cap. Mr. Morale is not top five. uh, nah, we on them electrolytes. Electrolytes is good, man. I got some minerals in this. This got some minerals in it. You know what I'm saying? Lisa says, I'm on it. You're the best. Thank you. Thank you for the kind words. A lot of people will agree with that statement. I need my macros. Who's that? Pesa Wet 16? Whoa. 45, 5'4", 195. Okay. So so I would say Pesa Wet, are you a male or a female? I don't know. I don't know the gender on those statistics. Please help me out. Kenyatta Sandler says, hi, greetings. All right, Pay Sweat is a male. All right, I got you. So as a male, 45 years of age, so you are 5'4", and you are 195 pounds. Okay. So your BMR is 1700, meaning your body burns 1700 calories completely by itself without you doing anything. So all you gotta do, you want to lose some fat, just cut some calories from your BMR, right? I would advise maybe like 2 to 500 calories mostly. So we take 200 calories from that 1700. That puts you at 1500 as your calorie deficit goal. So that's a rider downer. Next, put you in a macronutrient ratio to go along with that. 40% protein, 30% carbs, 30% fats, right? So with the protein, right? 40% means 150 grams every day. You do that at 110 grams of carbs, 50 grams of fat. Come on, man. You do at least a gallon of water every day. Pay Sweat, you're gonna lose all kinds of fat. So make sure you drink that gallon. All right. Big Mac says you can always be leaner, more fit. Depends on who you're talking to. Pay Sweat says, thank you so much, big bro. No problem. No problem. Happy I could help. Midwest Catfish is a male, 255.9. How old are you, Midwest Catfish? I need age, height, weight, and goal. Build the wall. Do you think that would obesity should be illegal? No. No, I do not think obesity should be illegal. I think people should be free to be fat if they want, right? Be skinny if they want, be ripped if they want. They should be able to decide what path they want to go. How you gonna lock somebody up for deciding to be a fat motherfucker, man? That's their choice, right? Court 91 is 34. Oh, 91, like the year I was born. Shout out to my 90s babies. 5'3", 212. Yeah, Court, you are what we call big as hell. Okay. Any woman that's over 200 is in the big as hell club. I gotta be honest with you. Cause I got love for you. I want you to be better than that. Right. So I'm about to help you out. Go get a pen and pad immediately. I'm about to change your life, girl, because 212 is wild for your height. All right. So let's help you out. 34 years of age. Now, what we about to do is we about to find your BMR first, Court. So your BMR at your height is 1650. So that's 1,650 calories a day your body burns. That's the good news because you probably got a lot of lean mass. Your body's burning a lot of calories on its own. What we would do is we would shave off 200 to 500 calories from that to create a calorie deficit goal for you. I would say, pretty simple, man. We could just take 200 off that. That will put you at 1350, right? And at 1350, young court, you will be in a calorie deficit. Now let's make your macros to go along with that. Get your pen and pad out. 40% protein, 30% carbs, 30% fats. That will be 135 grams of protein, 110 grams of carbs, and 45 grams of fat. Yo, Court, you do that every day with a gallon of water, you're going to be at your motherfucking goal that you put in the chat by New Year's, okay? So I start now. Build the Wall says you should do the Kevin Samuels tuba effect. Nah, man, rest in peace to Kev. But nah, man, that's his thing, the tuba and shit, man. I just tell people where they at. Hey, you big. If you don't want to be big, follow this advice. I help you change that. That's enough for me. All right, I can do one more and then I gotta go because I gotta get ready for my next meeting. Stephanie Bradley is the winner of the last macro ratio. Guys, if this has been helpful so far, just give me a thumbs up in the chat. Also, if I didn't get to your macros here tonight, you could always go grab my free fat loss course. The link is in my bio as well as in the chat for you guys on YouTube land. You can go get that for free and you can do your own macros, right? Follow along with me on screen. That way you ain't got to think about it. You can just press the buttons as I press the buttons. All right. All right. Stephanie Bradley, what up? Go get you a pen and pad out because I'm about to break this down. So Stephanie, your BMR is 1,500 calories. That means your body burns that on its own. Good job. Lucky you, right? So what that means is if we want to put you in a deficit, we just subtract 200 to 500 calories from that. I'm going to just go ahead and subtract 200 from that, right? That's going to put you at 1,300 calories as your goal. So if we put you in a macronutrient ratio to maintain them curves and tone you up, maintain the muscle, 40% protein, 30% carbs, 30% fats is the sweet spot. You do 130 grams of protein as your goal, right? Your carb goal will be 95 grams of carbs and your fats goal will be 45. All right. Guys, if this was a helpful live today, you want me to go live again this weekend, just drop a thumbs up in the chat. Drop a thumbs up in the chat for your boy. Bojangles says, love you, Corey. Last time I checked in live, I said I lost 50 pounds. Now I'm trying to build muscle. Let's grind. All right, let's grind. I can't wait to hear about you guys' wins and victories. And I see y'all on the next live. All right. Peace. Yeah.